part of the industry project of the last year of every students at Bahrain Polytechnic, the team were placed with the Bahrain FinTech Bay to develop their FinTech Ecosystem Report of 2018. The industry project aims for students to practice the knowledge learned throughout the university in a practical job environment. The FinTech Ecosystem Report clearly defines FinTech and showcases a clear focus on the FinTech industry in Bahrain, analyzing its growth drives, challenges, and opportunities. The research report aims to focus on the FinTech ecosystem in Bahrain, how FinTech can be implemented by financial institutions to build a modernized, efficient, and digital system. Based on the analysis, the objective of the report is to provide recommendations to key stakeholders within the FinTech ecosystem, which best promotes and capitalizes on the strength of the kingdom, transforming Bahrain into the leading FinTech hub regionally.
Well, FinTech is basically the unification of finance and technology put together, FinTech. So in Bahrain, we have Bahrain FinTech Hub, which is basically a center for all FinTech activity, and it is the largest hub in the MENA region. So basically what this project that we did with Bahrain FinTech Bay was to work with them and develop the first ever FinTech ecosystem report that is a basically in-depth research analysis of FinTech ecosystem of any country within the MENA region. So it's the first edition and first ever research report of the FinTech ecosystem. So it's a very comprehensive report that covers a variety of topics. It basically, the key purpose of this is to educate the population of what exactly is FinTech, because it's an emerging industry and it has a variety of things that are still unknown to people, and it's a lot of uncertainty. So this report helps eliminate that gap of knowledge. And apart from that, it talks about the FinTech ecosystem, the different variables that are part of the ecosystem. Ecosystem basically means a network of things, the center of things. So in FinTech, there are different variables and components put together that make up this industry. So what this report does is basically look at each of these components, provides an analysis and recommendations on how this FinTech ecosystem can be built further to make Bahrain a strong financial hub for FinTech.
It is actually the challenge itself, and getting to work on something that is very challenging and beneficial to where we needed to value a stock of a company that is in Bahrain Bourse and actually give a recommendation at the end of whether to buy, hold, or sell. It was beneficial throughout the whole experience.
I've been interested in banking finance for a while because I do really like learning about the financial sector, especially since that's one of the leading industries here in Bahrain. So I wanted to contribute to that leading industry. And in my free time, other than university work, I do enjoy listening to music.
The Bahrain Economic Development Board and the Fintech Consortium launched the Bahrain Fintech Bay in 2017. Bahrain Fintech Bay is the largest dedicated fintech hub in the Middle East and Africa. The new hub aims to further the development and acceleration of fintech firms, as well as the interaction between investors, entrepreneurs, government bodies, and financial institutions.
I hope, as it's very much aware, that there's a new emerging industry in Bahrain, which is the fintech. I really hope for all students, banking and finance students, IT students, to have a look at this sector. We have an amazing company that started up, Bahrain Fintech Bay, that all of us, it would be a nice target for everyone just to focus at, have a look at, and maybe see their potential in it.
I would say that Bahrain actually has what it takes to act as a leading platform for the fintech industry in the whole MENA region. When we look at fintech, it's finance and it's technology. So looking at technology, Bahrain has the technological readiness, the right ICT infrastructure in comparison to the whole GCC countries. And the reason or the proof of saying that is Amazon Web Services launching in Bahrain early 2019. Amazon is a global company, and they wouldn't choose a country like Bahrain for no reason. They have done massive research, and they chose Bahrain out of all the other countries in the region. That's the tech side. And looking at the finance side, Bahrain has been a financial hub since the 70s, when it was the oil boom. We have over 400 financial institutions. The growth of the financial institutions might have been a bit slow throughout the past 10 years, but I think with fintech, it's just the right push.
The team has participated in the CFA Research Challenge, where they won first place in the local finals in Bahrain against 6 competing teams, qualifying for the EMEA finals in Dublin. The team presented an outstanding presentation in the History of Research Challenge in 6 years, as per the judges' feedback. The CFA Institute Research Challenge offers students the unique opportunity to learn from leading industry experts and compete with peers from the world's top finance program. This annual educational initiative promotes best practices in equity research among the next generation of analysts through hands-on mentoring and intensive training in company analysis and presentation skills.
Leila, you ready? Yeah? Okay.
So basically, the CFA competition, it's open for every student in all universities of Bahrain. The team and I were luckily nominated by our tutors to join this competition. So basically, we joined, they formed a team of 5, and ever since that, we started the challenge.
So as part of the university strategy in putting the best students forward for the competition, because it's a competition that requires you to compete with about 6 other universities here in Bahrain. So we were luckily one of the top performing students in their batch, and we've been selected to be representatives of Bahrain Polytechnic at the competition.
So 3 evaluation methods were used in the ratio of 50-40-10, where DCF is given the highest weighting of 50%, since we believe it fully incorporates the line 6 effect into its calculations. We will now walk you through each method in detail. Firstly, the discounted cash flow valuation model, in which we discounted Alba's free cash flows to firm to arrive at its true enterprise value using the cash flow from operating activities formula. Secondly, for the cost of capital in the equity component, we used a risk-free rate from the 10-year government Islamic lease bond. As for the market beta, it is calculated over 2-year weekly average, and the market return using 5-year historical data. For the cost of debt, it was based on the line 6 floating rate of 3.25%. Coming on to the terminal growth rate, it was based on Bahrain's forecasted GDP, since Alba is a significant contributor of 12% to the GDP. Amira, could you tell us about the other valuation methods, please? Well, it involves relative valuation, which compares Alba's values to that of its competitor to determine its financial worth. 7 small and mid-cap aluminium companies were selected to calculate the median of 2 earning multiples, the PE and the EV over EBITDA. As you can see, the industry's multiples are higher than Alba's, pointing towards negative premiums. However, after 9/6 commencement towards the end of 2019, these multiples are expected to increase as well as exceed the industry's average. The final valuation method used was the Ben Graham formula, which is a simple application of the formula to calculate the fair intrinsic value of the company using the EPS and the PE ratio. Thank you for the explanation, Amira. So while it may not be a surprise that we have recommended you to buy the stock, there were 4 factors that I mentioned at the beginning. Let us have a look at that now. So firstly, the greatest contributing factor is the Line 6 expansion project.
Basically, the CFA Research Challenge reports, it's an equity report giving and providing a buy, hold, sell recommendation to investors, giving them an idea about the current stats and the future stats of the selected company. And for the year we participated, it was Aluminium Bahrain, Alba.
Well, I'd say the greatest challenge that we faced during this research report was the lack of data. There was a severe lack of data in putting it all together, but still being a team and working also with Bahrain FinTech Bay, who has been a major support throughout the whole project. They've really helped us acquire a lot of data. So yeah, it's been a great back and forth collaboration with between the two of us, and I think we have a spectacular outcome through the FinTech ecosystem report.
The challenges is that fintech is an emerging industry. It is very new. No one really know exactly what it is about. So gathering information was a hassle. We needed BFB, Bahrain FinTech Bay, needed to provide experts to help us know more about the fintech industry. We needed to talk to the stakeholders of the ecosystem, needed to do interviews and surveys with the Central Bank of Bahrain, with EDB. So it was a bit of a hassle finding the right expertise to help us throughout this report.
I would say one of the main thing of being successful, especially as a team, is that you should have a really great team dynamics. So although our team might have different personalities, different strengths, weaknesses, and skill sets, we all kind of contribute something to the project that we're working on and create a spectacular output overall.
I mean, the banking, most of us are banking and finance students. So we have, in Bahrain Polytechnic, the number of students that's studying banking and finance is not that big. So we always ended up in the same class, but we never talked to each other that much. When we formed the team, it was the first week is just getting to know each other, and then we understood each other, everyone's powers, strengths, and weaknesses, and that's how we adapted to each other. And now we're just like friends.
Well, as a team, we previously worked in the CFA Research Challenge, so we were quite close with each other. We had an understanding of each other's strengths and weaknesses, and who is best at what or who can manage what. So I think that bond that we shared through the CFA Research Challenge brought forth into the industry project has been a great advantage for all of us put together because we have a great understanding. So it was very easy to get through the project. It was actually quite fun doing the project.
To Bahrain at doubling for the MEA level regional competition is Polytechnic University.
When the moment they announced our winning, it took me a moment and a while to realize that we won. We had a pretty strong competition. We had a team that they were master's students working. We had very strong universities representing and participating in this competition, such as UOB and BIBF. So I mean, the feeling was amazing, and then it took me a moment as well to realize that it's not just this. We have to prepare ourselves for the next challenge, which is representing Bahrain on a regional level in Dublin.
Well, the feeling was amazing. I mean, we didn't have words. When we first won in the local challenge of Bahrain, we were stunned, actually, that we actually won, you know. I mean, we knew it deep within, but to actually have that trophy in hand and our names announced, it was a great feeling. I mean, we all screamed really loudly. So yeah, it was great.
Winning is amazing to everyone. Once you win, I mean, you feel that feeling of accomplishing something in life. Like you've reached to a point where you tell to yourself, yes, I've did it. It was actually a challenge because it was a cutthroat competition. Top-notch universities, even master's degree students were in the competition. So winning like through this challenge was an amazing feeling.
Winning is always amazing, but it also requires the journey before the winning stage. So through our journey, we always have the challenges, just matching our times to contribute to the project, doing it simultaneously with university. And so all of the hard work that has been put in the past 6 months of the competition, and seeing you at the very final stage and your university being announced as the winner, it was just such a surreal moment that was really worth it.
Well, I've did a lot of research over the last few months of my life. I mean, CFA Research Challenge and then the industry project as well, which is a lot of research. So I wouldn't mind getting into the field of researching. I actually quite enjoyed collecting data and then producing an analysis on it. I'm a very flexible person. I can adapt to different topics or anything. Currently, I'm employed as an analyst, so that does involve a bit of research, so I'm happy with that. But any last parting words I have would be to participate in these kind of challenges because they take you to places. I mean, we went to Dublin and it was a great experience meeting different people. And unless you put yourself in that position, you really have to work hard. I mean, it was a great struggle, actually. It was a great challenge to simultaneously do university work and the CFA Research Challenge. But put together, it was a great experience altogether. And with regards to fintech, it is a new emerging industry. Everybody should watch out for it and get into the field if they can, because it's a very, very promising industry and the outlook for it is highly positive. You could read the report and find out more about it. It's a very, very positive outlook altogether.
Honestly, I see myself in the financial industry, and fintech is part of that. Research on its own, not really, but the thing is everyone needs to do research. Everyone needs to understand how to do that because it's for your own benefit. You don't attempt to work on something before understanding what it is about. So you technically need to know how to research.
Yes, I enjoyed doing research, but not as a main job or just a main position myself. I would not entitle myself to research, but I'll definitely be able to do research in the future. 5 years from now, I'd see somewhere in the financial and banking sector, as I aim to be as well part of this rising industry, which is the fintech industry that is currently hoping to contribute in the financial sector.
For the young youth out there, I would suggest to participate in any type of extracurricular activities. It's great being part of a university where you have such a safe environment, but in terms of personally developing your skill set, I would recommend try do something out of the box. Do something that's out of your comfort zone. And for me, that was joining competitions. And you gain such a great experience and you gain such huge benefits that really develop your skills for your career.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Khalifa, and the Minister of External Affairs of the Republic of India, Sushma Swaraj, visited Isa Cultural Center as part of the Indian minister's visit to the kingdom. The Minister of External Affairs of the Republic of India hailed the role of the Isa Cultural Center in highlighting Bahraini and humanitarian civilization and consolidating civilizational and cultural communication between the Kingdom of Bahrain and various people of the world. Minister Swaraj presented a number of books and works on the history and culture of the Republic of India as a tribute to the Isa Cultural Center, expressing pride in the deep relation and cultural communication between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the Republic of India. For his part, the Deputy Chairman of the Board of Trustees and Executive Director of Isa Culture Center, Dr. Sheikh Khalid bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, expressed sincere thanks and appreciation for the visit and contribution of the Indian Minister of External Affairs to the center. He stressed the importance of developing cultural relations between the two countries and highlighted the values of the tolerance and coexistence of Bahraini society, which resulted in easing the life of the Indian community in the kingdom. He also hailed the contribution of the Indian community to the comprehensive development of the Kingdom of Bahrain, noting that this year will mark 200 years since the establishment of the Hindu temple in Manama. Chief of Public Security Major General Tariq Al-Hassan has visited the National Cybersecurity Center of the General Directorate of Anti-Corruption and Economic and Electronic Security. The visit was part of the efforts to follow up operations to provide the best security services. He was informed about the goals of the center, including building a strong partnership between the public and private sectors and concerned international children protection organization to tackle cyber attacks and threats. The center is also dedicated to enhancing Bahrain's position to be among developed countries in the field. He was also briefed about steps taken to form a cell to fight sexual harassment of children and its development plans through the adoption of successful experiences of other countries. He expressed thanks and appreciation to the employees of the General Directorate, hailing ongoing efforts and dedication in protecting the security and providing services to the public, highlighting the importance to interact with the various members of society to enhancing awareness and fighting crimes. The Ministry of Health said that the radiotherapy service at Salmania Medical Complex has been relocated to the National Cancer Center at the King Hamad University Hospital as part of the development plans to provide the best comprehensive oncological healthcare for patients. The radiotherapy department at the King Hamad Oncology Center started operating on March 25th with the launch of the following comprehensive application of all advanced technologies in this field, known as the high-accuracy radiotherapy. Work in the Department of Oncology at Salmania Medical Complex was suspended at the end of the first week of June 2018, as planned by the Supreme Council of Health, which is implemented by the Ministry of Health and King Hamad Hospital. The Oncology Department at King Hamad Oncology Center has received 119 cases until today. They were provided for by a unified system for the treatment of the patient through a general treatment procedure applied according to a new vision aimed at improving the quality of services provided to patients in cooperation with the ministry.